Welcome to WorkSpan TV. I'm Marcia Rhodes for WorldatWork, and today we're discussing social media and internal communications. And joining me is Karen Lee from SAS Institute. What is SAS up to these days when it comes to social media?
Well, Marcia, we have employees across the globe, 65 countries, we've got 11,000 employees. So when you think about that, we want to build a platform that will engage and collaborate with everybody around the world. We know we're already seeing collaboration and communication on our blogs and our wikis. So bringing it all into one, what we call the hub, that's our social media platform, it only gives us the exponential to be so great on the internal side. It gives us so many opportunities to bring all of that together. So in a culture where we are already known for being about our trust and open and our transparency, it's the right move for SAS to build a social media platform and deliver it for our employees.
Now, I've heard you say it gives your employees a voice. Tell us some more about that.
It does. It allows those employees that feel like they've not had a voice an opportunity to be comfortable. So many people are out on Facebook today. They're out on LinkedIn. They're out on all the different, Yammer or whatever it may be out there that they feel comfortable with. And they're not necessarily these people that would like to get up in front of a crowd or even want to speak up in a meeting. So having a social media platform and the ability to build groups within the company, those groups may be anything on your finance, from work life, from your group, what your group does. It could be technology, it could be back to the work-life part, it could be anything that you want to build the groups with. On our social media platform, we have over 700 groups that have emerged since we launched it on February 14th. So what that's telling me is that people want to be engaged. They want to have the opportunity to reach out to other employees and connect. And that's what we're doing with social media at SAS.
And how many employees are currently participating?
We launched it, we did a pilot in January that went a little bit viral fast, and within 2 months, or a little bit shorter than 2 months, we had over 2,000. So like I said, the original launch was February 14th, and we've got over 6,000 employees now on the hub.
That's pretty good.
And that's global, and it is. It's wonderful to see employees from different countries collaborate on one question or one topic, and that's bringing that collaboration and that what we call our culture, our SAS family, together.
Now, you make it sound so easy, but being in communications myself, I know the challenges that happen behind the scenes with the legal department and the HR department. Tell us a little bit about that.
It is. You have to make sure that you have all your guidelines and your policies in place, which we did at SAS, and all we did was expand on those for social media. We gave employees guidelines and communication policies that they follow when they use blogs or they use wikis. We have open comments, Marcia, to every one of our news stories that we put on our intranet. So it gives that employee, that ability, whether it be negative or positive, and we do get the negative, to openly voice their opinions at SAS. Do we have problems? Have we had problems? We've had a few of them, but in reality what happens is that SAS family collaborates and it self-polices itself and it turns itself around. So there has not been any really blogs or wikis or anything internally that we've had to yank down because of that. We've had to address some situations that then correct themselves. So the policies and guidelines, you have to work tight with your HR department because it becomes an HR issue if it is. But your legal department has to back you. They have to be behind you. They have to understand the motive and the business value that you're adding with social media internally for employees.
So what have you put in place to educate employees so that they can take full advantage of the opportunities?
Education is a key part of social media. It's new, it's vibrant, it's fast moving, and that's what you have to educate your people on, is how to use it, how it's going to help the company, and how it's going to help them. So we have put some ongoing training. We do lunch and learns. We do some kiosks around the campus that help people just come up and learn simple little tips. We put tips of the day out on our intranet. And the other thing that we're building out is a social media resource center. And that resource center will help and have all the tips and tricks, all the information that you want out there for the external and internal social media use at SAS. And to follow through with that, Marcia, we are working with our legal department that has helped build a module, just like you do with your import or export compliances or your behavior at a company, to teach people about social media. What are the tips? What are the tricks of social media? How do you use it? What you do and what you don't? Because there are things that you don't. You know, what are the implications if I'm using social media out on Facebook for my work and I'm using my SAS user ID or company ID? What do I need to know as an employee to protect myself and also to protect your company?
We did a recent poll and we found that at least 75% of companies out there don't have anything like the hub that you have in place. For companies contemplating implementing an internal social network like what you have, what advice do you have for them?
Is to make sure your employees are engaged with social media and that they take some type of education, that each management or each business unit, you get that education across the board. You can't just throw it out there and expect employees to know. Most employees, you know, I would say even at SAS, are on Facebook. So they know the tips and tricks of Facebook, but what are the implications to the company legally by blogging, by using social media outside or inside to the outside?
I think that's great that SAS is using social media and leveraging the opportunity for internal communications. Specifically, what does it do for reward communications?
From the employee benefits side, employees have grown to reach out and build these groups. You can build a group and then employees can join those groups. So what we're seeing from the benefits side is people are putting groups out there on SAS management and SAS leadership and about our health care and about other different benefits, our child care from the personal side. People that have kids in our child care, they've built a group so they can all talk about child care, or they can talk about elder care from our work life. You know, where are the best places when it's time to move a parent to an assisted living? So those types of things have now emerged, and we have over 700 groups on the hub. Are all those groups really needed? We don't know. We haven't started to look at our data. We're going to give it a little bit of time and see where maybe we can shift and we can advise and help people as we move down the road with social media.
I think this is a great example of the best way to use social media for reward and benefit communications. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your insight with us.
You're welcome, Marcia. It's been a pleasure.
For WorldatWork, I'm Marcia Rhodes.